America. Are you wondering which of the 50 states are open and which ones are closed? Me too. So I made this video. You're welcome. Florida, you're a confused state. That's just the way things go in Florida. Georgia, you guys were just like, we're open. Let's see what happens. Hi, my name is Kristin, and typically I would be traveling around the world as a travel blogger, but we are on day, I have no idea, of the quarantine. I think it's in the 50s or the 60s. I lost count a long time ago, but since it is the beginning of May, it's the perfect time to talk about reopening, because apparently some countries and some cities and some states are doing that. So let's get down to it. Now, there are, of course, 50 states, so it can take a while. So to save time, I've categorized the states into 3 groups. You've got your strict states, you've got your medium strictness states, and you've got your states that never really closed, or they're basically wide open. So America, we do things our own way, and sometimes different cities and counties do things their own way too. It's complicated. Anyway, let's get into it. Here's how it's gonna go. I'm gonna start by naming the groups, and then I'm gonna go state by state in alphabetical order so you can get the lowdown on your state. And you can also click on the timestamps below if you wanna skip to those. Now, disclaimer, this is of course a fluid situation, and so things are changing on a day-to-day basis. There's a slight chance that I get some of these wrong, and I'm sure we'll find out in the comments if that's the case. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okie dokie, let's start off with the strictest state. So these are states that are pretty much on the same stay-at-home order that they've been on since March or April. And there are 18 of them in my unofficial non-scientific grouping. We have Arizona, California, Connecticut, Delaware, DC, Hawaii, Illinois, Maryland, Massachusetts, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New York, North Carolina, Oregon, Rhode Island, Virginia, and Washington. Whew! It's really coming in handy, all of that time I spent in high school memorizing states and state capitals, am I right? So those are your strict states. Sorry for you guys. Next up, for your medium strictness states, and these are states that are kind of trying to open but haven't quite gotten there yet, and they're still unsure about what to do, and maybe they're just playing it by ear. So you've got some restaurants open, maybe at 25 or 50% capacity, but still people are generally telling you to stay at home and you can't get a haircut. Included in this category are Alabama, Alaska, Florida, Kentucky, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, New Mexico, Ohio, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, Texas, and Vermont. Then you have your open states, and these are states that never closed, or they were just like, we're open. Included in this group are Arkansas, Colorado, Georgia, Idaho, Indiana, Iowa, Louisiana, Maine, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, North Dakota, Oklahoma, South Dakota, Tennessee, Utah, West Virginia, Wisconsin, and Wyoming. So now let's get into the nitty-gritty of what's going down in each state. And if you stay until the end, you can figure out which state I'm in. Any guesses? Let me know in the comments. What else is there to do? Okay. Up first, we have Alabama, and this is kind of reminding me, my last name is Wilson, so I was always at the end of the list and the end of the line in elementary school. Does anyone remember that? Like alphabetical order with the names. So I'm having like flashbacks of not being first in line. Anyway, that's one of my issues that's coming up during the quarantine. Do you have any? Let's get back to the list, shall we? Alabama, you are a medium strictness state according to my calculations, and that means that your restaurants are open at about 50% capacity, but you are still generally at a stay-at-home order from at least April 30th until May 15th. You've got some retail stores open at 50% capacity, so that's quite open, but you're not all the way there yet. Alaska is also a medium strictness state. You've got restaurants open, and you can even get a haircut, but reservation only. You also have masks required in public, so that is quite notable as well. Arizona, never been there, but heard it's lovely. Maybe I can go someday. We have you down as a strict state at least through May 12th or 15th, so pretty much still on lockdown. Arkansas, even though you still have social distancing in place, I have you categorized as pretty much open because you have restaurants open, albeit at reduced capacity, and you have some non-essential businesses open like salons and things. You should be pretty much open by May 11th. California is one of the strictest states right now with no end date in sight. So sorry for that, including to my brother and many friends who are living out there. So yeah, but if you live in San Diego, you can go surfing, so there's that. Colorado, even though your governor has said you're, quote, safer at home, you are pretty much open right now. You've got restaurants open and non-essential businesses like salons open, even though it's at 50% capacity, and that should continue through May 27th when maybe more restrictions will be lifted. Connecticut, Delaware, and DC. Sorry to lump you guys all together, but you go that way in alphabetical order, and you're part of this Northeast New York, New Jersey state pact, whereby you either have no set end date in sight for your social distancing, or you are at least on lockdown through near the end of the month of May. So specifically until at least May 15th or 20th. Part of being in this Northeastern Pact, according to my research, is that your states are waiting to see at least 28 days of declining cases before phasing into the reopening. Florida, no surprises here. You're a confused state with like part of the state opening, part of the state still in strict lockdown, but that's just the way things go in Florida. And you have most of the state phasing into a reopening right now, but still the hardest hit counties in South Florida on quite strict lockdown measures. So I have you guys in the medium category. Some retail space is open, outdoor areas are open, and marinas are open, but that's about it, with lots of parks and schools still on lockdown. Georgia made the news recently for being the most open state, or the first state in the country to open. You guys were just like, we're open, let's see what happens. So Godspeed. Hawaii, however, is not. Although you guys can go fishing and you can go to the beach as individuals or small groups, but tourism is on shutdown and pretty much strict state of shutdown for the time being. But hey, there are worse places to be quarantined, so you have that going for you. Idaho, you guys are basically open. You even have your churches open right now. So you should see almost everything open by May 16th. Illinois, on the other hand, nope, you guys are closed. You are on strict lockdown at least through May 30th, although you can get pickup and delivery food, so that's good. Indiana, pretty much open. You've got your restaurants and retail open to 50% capacity, and 25 people can allegedly congregate together, so haven't seen that in a while. But you should be pretty much open, especially as of May 11th, according to my sources. Iowa, also pretty much open. You've got churches open, you've got most counties open as of May 15th. Kansas, not too sure. You guys are stuck in the middle. You think that you will start to open more by May 18th, but right now you're kind of in phase 1, moving into phase 2 of reopening, but pretty strict overall. I have you guys in the medium strictness category. Kentucky as well, like Kansas, you're reopening through May. You have some target dates set of May 11th and May 25th for opening different types of establishments. So right now I have you as medium strictness. Louisiana, interestingly, quite open as of May 1st, even though you guys were one of the hardest hit states from what I saw with a lot of coronavirus cases. So hopefully this goes well for you, but you basically have been open since May 1st. Maine as well, quite open. You have a lot of restaurants and retail, at least partially open. You can go outside, enjoy the parks and nature that you're known for, but face coverings are required. Maryland and Massachusetts are in the no strict category. Unfortunately, cases are on the rise in Maryland, so there's no set end date in sight for your shutdown. And same goes with Massachusetts being part of that northeastern pact of states. You guys are on the stricter end right now, but hopefully that will be over soon. Michigan, I have you under medium strictness as your state is relaxing restrictions through May 15th at least. You've got some big box stores open and retail at reduced capacity, but you're still opening up quite promptly. Minnesota and Mississippi also on medium strictness. You've got your drive-through and your carry-out still going on, but I don't believe that you have any retail stores open just yet, except for those essential pharmacies and grocery stores and things like that. Mississippi especially is still under strict social distancing, but you're getting there. Missouri is under an aggressive reopening with even your sports stadiums and movie theaters open. So hopefully that goes well. You started that reopening on May 4th and it looks like you're just full speed ahead. Montana began your phase of reopening April 27th through May 7th, and you even have schools reopening by that time, so I have you guys as open. Nebraska is pretty much open as well. As you can see, there's kind of a trend in these larger, low population density states. Nebraska has restaurants open and even hair salons open. Nevada, hi to my sister in Vegas. You guys are on strict lockdown at least through May 15th. The strip is still closed, of course. Love Nevada, very close to my heart. Very sad that you guys are still on strict lockdown, but I hope that it's over soon. At least you can now go outside, exercise, get some fresh air, and things are starting to relax, but you're still stuck in the strict box. New Hampshire as well, up in the northeast. You guys are under stay-at-home order 2.0, although it's still quite strict through the end of the month of May. New Jersey as well, part of that New York, New Jersey pact. You guys are nope, not open yet, with no foreseeable end date in sight, being such a high population area with a lot of cases. So unfortunately, you are still in the strict category. New Mexico, however, is medium strictness right now. You guys started opening on May 1st. And although you don't have many non-essential businesses open just yet, that should be happening soon. New York, always in the news, and like New Jersey, still on lockdown. You guys are in the strict category and might be one of the last states to reopen, unfortunately. Sending love. North Carolina as well, still in strict mode until at least May 8th, and then we'll see what happens. North Dakota, however, never officially closed, so you guys are basically open, so thanks for rubbing it in. Ohio is getting there. You're medium strictness right now, but by May 12th, you should have a lot more retail stores open, so you've got that going for you. Oklahoma, quite open, started reopening already back on April 24th through May 1st, so there you go. Oregon, however, nope. Like many states in the Northeast, you're waiting for more scientific proof of declining cases, and that has not yet happened, so you're still in strict mode. At least you have good coffee and beer, though, to get you through this time. Pennsylvania, medium strictness, although you're part of that northeastern pact. You started reopening April 30th through May 8th, and then hopefully it's on the up and up from there. Rhode Island, however, on the stricter side, not reopened just yet, still in a holding pattern. Hopefully you can start to reassess that by May 9th. South Carolina is on medium strictness. You don't really have many retail stores or restaurants open just yet, but some stores are open since April 20th with social distancing measures in place. So seems a little confusing there, but you're kind of open, kind of not. You're in the middle. South Dakota, another state that was never officially closed, so you're basically still open. Tennessee is doing things in a bit of an interesting way where you're treating the counties as their own individual states. So you're basically open, although it's on a county by county local basis. And that is since April 24th. So you started opening before most of the rest of the US. Texas, a bit of a weird situation because you still have some of the borders on lockdown. However, retail and restaurants are open at about 25% capacity, although face coverings are recommended but still optional. Utah, another state that was never officially closed, so basically still open. Vermont is kind of on medium strictness. You have groups of 1 to 5 people as okay, but kind of stuck in the middle. Not officially reopened, but not on the strictest of lockdowns either. Virginia in the Northeast is on quite strict lockdown right now. You're getting weekly updates and groups of 1 to 5 people are okay, but still kind of in a wait and see sort of situation. Washington State as well, you are in strict lockdown through May 31st. Of course, Washington being one of the first and hardest hit states in the US back in February, March. So unfortunately, still on shutdown mode over there. And West Virginia, even though you're close to Virginia, you guys are pretty much open right now. And more will be opening up through May 11th. Wisconsin as well, you guys started reopening back on April 29th, so you're over in the open category. Let us know how it's going in the comments. And last but not least, Wyoming, another western state with a lot of land and not so many people. You guys are pretty much open right now, so enjoy it. And where am I? I am in the weird, confused, wacky state of Florida in Miami. So I'm in South Florida where things are pretty much still on lockdown right now since at least around March 15th. And we do have marinas open. We have some restaurants open for takeout and delivery. But if you want to see a really detailed version of my day in the quarantine life, you can check out my Digital Nomad Quarantined in Miami video where you can see everything that I've been doing all day, from working from home to paddle boarding, feeding fish, and cooking and doing lots of other stuff. I've been staying really busy. What have you guys been doing during the quarantine? Are you more Netflix, or are you like learning a new language, or are you just crying in the corner? Whatever the answer is, it's okay. Everything goes right now. Let me know in the comments, and stay tuned for more videos about travel updates on the US and the world. I have another video about which countries you can travel to, and when this whole shebang is over, definitely stay subscribed so you can learn how to work online and travel the world. Ciao for now. Whew, it's hot.